Hello, what's up? Welcome back to another video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Dragon Age the Veilguard. We've also got Olive here in the co-seat. She's just sitting there being quiet. She's had a haircut, so she looks nice, and she's looking out the window, so you might hear her growling because she likes to growl at dogs when they're walking past. So Dragon Age the Veilguard is a game that I was very interested in. It was going to be one of the first games that I played on the PlayStation 5 Pro, which comes in 3 days. I'm very excited to get the Pro. Going to do an unboxing on the channel and everything like that, and do some deep dive into gameplay and everything. But I was really excited for the game. I'm a big Dragon Age fan, not so big as Mass Effect. I love the Mass Effect side of BioWare's sort of universe and whatnot. But it's kind of hard to sort of throw your money down on a game when it's got so much controversy surrounding it, whether it be, you know, the overly positive reviews, people not getting review codes that were quite critical of the game. So there's that sort of like, are the reviews legit? Identity politics and some of the dialogue that I've seen in cutscenes that has really put me off. Some of it avoidable, some of it I don't think's avoidable. And I think there's nothing wrong with putting that sort of thing in video games. Everyone has a right to be happy in the world and everyone should be included. I don't necessarily look for inclusion when I'm playing a video game. If I'm playing a fantasy role-playing game, and it's got goblins and wizards and elves and magic in it, I'm not looking for myself in a game. I don't think I ever do, but I know there are people out there that want representation, and I think that it's a very small group of people, but I feel like everyone has a right to be happy in this life. I think, you know, if somebody wants to be a man and they were born a female or vice versa, it has zero impact on my life, and I mean this in the nicest possible way. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. It doesn't have any impact on my life whatsoever. However, having said that, I think things like that, you know, when I play a video game, I play a video game to escape. It's a form of escapism for me. So if I'm playing like a Skyrim or a Fallout or a Cyberpunk, I want to get lost in that world as the character. I don't necessarily put myself in video games. And there's things like that, or this sort of thing kind of fits into Cyberpunk because it's all about body augmentation and everything like that, so it kind of fits that universe. Seeing breast scars where you've had your breasts removed in a fantasy RPG video game, to me seems a little bit like, well, why is that important? But it's obviously important to some people, and if it's important to some people, then, you know, it should be, I suppose it should be in there, but it's not for me. I feel like that would take me out of the experience playing it, and then obviously characters sitting around a dinner table and then talking about being non-binary, I would just be like, I would check out. I know I would, because it's not relevant to me. It's not that it's not important, it's just that it's not relevant to me. So having said all that, it is kind of like, well, how do you go about in this day and age making an objective decision on buying a video game? Because let's be honest, it annoys me when people, when you watch previews of a video game and you read reviews and you formulate an opinion and then you post that opinion on the internet, you'll always get somebody saying, you haven't played the game, you should play the video game before you make an opinion. And I think that's such bullshit, because £70 is a lot of money to throw down on a game, whether it be 60 hours, 100 and odd hours, or fucking 30 hours or whatever. It's a lot of money. We just did a weekly shop and it was 65 quid. It's a lot of money. You know, if you're very fortunate enough to be able to throw down £70 for every single new release, great, fantastic, do it, go for it, happy for you. But not everyone's in the same boat financially. A lot of people like to research video games before they pick them up because they want to make sure that they've made the right decision in where they've put their money. So I don't think there's anything wrong with exhausting all options and seeing what these reviewers said, what the previews said. You know, you'll often find that YouTubers are very on a different sort of, have a different opinion to media. There's a thing going around about positive access where it's like media outlets are now giving overly positive reviews because they want to get further access for early games, they want to get codes, they want to get preview events, they want to get invited to Disneyland to preview Star Wars Outlaws. And these companies are putting them up in 5-star hotels and sending them to Disneyland to go and play Star Wars Outlaws. People are, you know, you're expecting us to say that them doing all that and them basically paying for everything, that's not going to sway your decision because you want to do more things like that in the future. So is games media compromised now? Who knows? I often find that YouTubers, again, some of them could be compromised. But I think you should just find a voice that you relate to, a person that you relate to, whether it be a YouTuber or a games journalist or whatnot. Try and watch as much gameplay of a game that's coming out as possible and just look at the gameplay. I can often tell gameplay of a game if I know that I'm going to enjoy the game, if the gameplay is going to be fun for me. So there is that as well. But let's just have a quick look at the reviews where they're sitting at on OpenCritic and Metacritic. So we've got Metacritic, it's sitting at an 84. User scores of 3.9. Now that user score is pretty drastic. A lot of it is already, you can see, is zeros. Now no game's a 0 out of 10. I don't think any game has ever scored a 0 out of 10. And then you'll get people saying, well, no game is a 10 out of 10 because that means it's a perfect game. Now a 10 out of 10 for me, if I look at a 10 out of 10 score, or if I ever give a 10 out of 10 to a video game, a 10 out of 10 to me means, and it just means that the game can have a few little flaws here and there, but it's not worth skipping. It is worth picking up. It's definitely a must-play title. That's how I view a 10 out of 10. Now, some people don't view it like that. Some people will look at it and go, oh, you've given it a 10, that means it's perfect, and no game's perfect, blah, blah, blah. And I used to be like that. But once you grow up and you mature a bit, you kind of see it from a different angle. I'm not going to go into the user scores, because you can see a few there. 1 out of 10, 0 out of 10, 2 out of 10. So it's going to be pretty... All of these, I don't want to say all, but a lot of these reviews... They seem quite similar. Some of them, they're all saying it's a return to form, return to form. Just wanted to show some of the concept of the return to form, digital trends, return to form. And there's a few more there as well, so I couldn't really be bothered going through and sieving through all of them just to try and show my point that I was trying to make there, but it is there. Then we got OpenCritic. Top critic average is 82%, critics recommended 73%, and then player ratings 20%. So even the player rating's pretty low. If you go into the if you search for Dragon Age review, it's very mixed again. You've got review that's from F Extra Life. They basically were slightly critical of the game and didn't get a review code, and they are a huge BioWare channel, and they've actually got all the BioWare old forums and actually contacted BioWare to keep the forums alive. They were slightly critical in a preview event, and they weren't even that critical about it because he actually goes into what he said, and they weren't given the codes, so that's them basically going into that. Dragon Age Veilguard dialogue is the worst. Kind of funny. Really liked it. Asmongold hates it. We'll talk about Asmongold in a minute. Dragon Age the Veilguard, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Dragon Age the Veilguard review after 100%. Dragon Age the Veilguard, our review after 100 plus hours. Dragon Age the Veilguard, what the hell happened? Gamers are angry. Dragon Age Veilguard, review bombed. BioWare response trashed woke clips. I do not recommend Dragon Age the Veilguard. Skill Up didn't enjoy it. Said the dialogue was awful, combat was repetitive. Didn't really mention a lot about the gender stuff in it. I've changed my mind about Dragon Age the Veilguard. Is it that bad? Do the reviews lie? Dragon Age the Veilguard Steam review conspiracy. Dead. The absolute state of Dragon Age the Veilguard. BioWare is back. Dragon Age the Veilguard review. My brutally honest opinion after 65 hours. Dragon Age the Veilguard, what the hell happened? That's Gaming Bolt. Gaming Bolt being quite brutal with it. So, about Dragon Age Veilguard. Most critical, playing Dragon Age the Veilguard, not expecting much. So it's pretty mixed. This is not good. My thoughts, 6 hours in. I don't think you can give thoughts for 6 hours in on a big 100-hour RPG. That's just my opinion. What the fuck happened? Mr. Matty plays. So it's quite mixed, you know? And I feel like when a game's quite mixed, it's worth waiting for a sale. There seems to be a thing at the moment where anytime a video game comes out, now, we have to drag it through the mud, and it has to have this sort of dog pile. It happens quite a lot on video games now. So part of me sort of thinks this could be that happening. I might play this game and be like, I don't know what everyone's on about. This game's fantastic. But the fact that it's so much money to take a gamble, it's not worth it for me. So I'll be waiting for a sale. I'm not saying I'm never going to play it because I love Dragon Age, but I will be waiting for a deep sale, I would say. Hopefully there'll be a discount before Christmas or in the new year. And I've got plenty of games to keep me going until, you know, that comes. So I'm going to wait on the game. You know, I'm going to be quite sensible and wait on the game. So we've got Dragon Age the Veilguard dialogue. Some of the dialogue that's in the game. So let's have a quick look at that.
Here, vegetables. Thank you. So, I'm non-binary. What does that mean? It means I don't feel like a man or a woman. If you are neither a man nor a woman, then what are you? Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on. If this is because I have criticized your dress or your manners... It isn't! Under the Cune, the term for one whose gender does not match the one given to them at birth was a cunithlock. Perhaps you are like that.
Why do you have to keep picking at it? Why can't you just be happy for me?
Evitash, chakra to ebra.
So I'm supposed to struggle with who I am? Even if I don't feel like I fit, even if I feel wrong?
No, you misunderstood.
Then say it better! Why am I never enough for you?
Waiting for the fucking EastEnders. Dun 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 dun. That's a soap in the UK. So there's that. But like the characters, the character design looks fucking amazing. Like that is absolutely beautiful. The hair. Finally we have decent hair in video games. You know, take note Ubisoft. The hair. I mean, that looks fantastic. That looks absolutely fantastic. And that's your main character. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really impressed with the visuals, the game. The gameplay looks great as well. Well, we're going to talk about this in a minute. So there's a part in the game where Asmongold was playing the game, and he was basically making out that the game doesn't have any choices in a point in the game where basically you have to be trans. You have to be a trans character. So this is what his gameplay was.
Should I do it? I mean, every single option makes me transgender. There's no option not to be transgender. It says makes me trans. This one does, and this one. I don't know why I have to be trans, guys. I can't. Guys, I don't know what to do. Forced transgender.
This is the same video.
All right, so we got people seem to really believe that you're forced to have a conversation to establish your gender identity of being trans or whatever. Let me tell you something.
Get it done.
Literally in my video, on this option right there where he says, and pause, where it's on the left where it says gender identity options. You do not have to choose that. You can choose tattoo options. You can choose nice story, but that's not me. You can choose I'm trying to live up to that, look good, enough reflection, because he is reflecting, having a reflection of reflecting on his past. But look what I choose. It's
so you can actually Asmongold picked the gender identity option and made it out that was the only option, which I believed. Upon seeing this, you can actually pick nice story, that's not for me, I'm trying to live up to that, I look good, enough reflection, tattoo, blah, blah, blah. So there is options to sort of skip out of it.
totally optional.
I don't know if I see a hero's face.
Did that sound forced to you? Because this is the exact part of that. Who was it? Asmon made a video about, and he chose that option, the gender identity option. He regrets it.
So that's the debunk the whole Asmongold thing as well. To be fair, that video. What I think is a bit crazy is you get banned on Dragon Age Veilguard Reddit if you follow Asmongold. So he made a video basically saying that if you follow his Reddit and then post on the Dragon Age subreddit, you automatically get banned. And he did it live on stream, and it's in fact true, which I think is a bit strange. It's a bit. I mean, look at the characters, man. And some of the characters I've seen that have been made are very, very, very cool. Very cool. Could be the best character creation yet. So yeah, I mean, it's almost like the conversation around it is just very mixed, and I just sort of feel like at what point, like, how does anyone decide how to purchase a video game now? Because if the reviews are tainted or fake or bought or whatever, if the reviewers are being treated to 5-star holidays to Disney World as an example and being put up in 5-star hotels and having all expenses paid, then can you really believe that person, what the person's saying? If people are getting sent review codes, are they being overly positive because they want more review codes and they want to be kept in the loop? You know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that don't buy video games, that don't accept review codes, that buy video games out their own money. That's why Angry Joe takes forever to get a review out because he does it when the game launches. He doesn't get any review codes or anything like that. I mean, I just miss the days where you went into a shop, whether it was Woolworths or Blockbuster, and you picked up a game and you looked at the back of the box, you read the story, and you looked at a few of the screenshots and you made your decision there and then if you're going to pick the game up. But now we are so connected. We've got TikTok previews, YouTube previews, we've got people getting early access codes, people getting sent to live events, you know, we've got launch trailers, we've got trailers of, you know, people playing, like, we've got media journalists going to events to play video games that aren't even the real builds of the game, you know, like Cyberpunk. So even the video game journalists in some ways are being duped as well. And I just sort of feel like there's that much fucking smoke and mirrors now when it comes to picking up a video game. You can only really judge it on your own merit. If you like fantasy RPG games, you're probably going to like Dragon Age. If you can switch off from all the ideological stuff, fantastic. If you can't, it's going to piss you off, you know? But I really feel like... But you can't just buy every single release that comes out. You can't do it. That's how you create burnout. That's how you burn yourself out. That is how... You know, I see people on Twitter and they're playing every single game that launches. First of all, I don't know how you have the time to do that. Second of all, it makes me wonder if these people are actually living in the real world. Do they have their own house, mortgages, bills? They must still be living at home and not have any relationships, because to be able to do that and sit and play video games and finish video games, you have to have a very flexible job and a very understanding partner, whether it be husband or wife. It's crazy. I find video game time, and that's a different video for a different time, but video game time, I look at a game now sometimes, I'm like, do I have time to play it? Have I got the time to play that? Have I got time to play Dragon Age? Have I got time to play something like with The Witcher? You know, have I got time to play the next Assassin's Creed? If I buy that game, how long am I going to be playing that game for? There's a lot of factors that go into it. People want to support the game early. They want to show the support for the developers because they're a fan, and that's admirable. But a lot of people are struggling. There's money issues. People like to wait for sales. There's a lot of factors, and I just think it's so difficult now to just sort of go, yeah, I'm going to pick that game up. I'm going to get that game. Like... £70. I bought Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I didn't look at one review. I watched one trailer and I paid full price. I didn't get the £100 version, but I got the 70 quid version. Fucking love it. Best Call of Duty I've ever played so far. The campaign so far is fucking amazing. I absolutely love multiplayer. And I've not had a go at zombies yet, but I've heard it's good. 3 games in one, in my opinion, and I'm already getting my money's worth out of that. So that's a safe buy. Anything by Rockstar, Naughty Dog, safe buy for me. I could quite happily just put my money down. But there's nothing wrong with researching your games before you put your money down. It's just like, be careful whose advice you buy, I suppose. And that's it. I kind of just wanted to talk about it. I'm going to wait for a sale. I am quite happy to wait for a sale. I think there's too much mixed opinions on it. There's a lot of people saying it's absolutely amazing, it's a 10 out of 10 game, and then there's other people saying that it's absolutely terrible. On that scale, there's got to be some truth to all of that, and I feel like that just tells me that it's a mixed bag, and some people are going to like it and some people aren't. So I'm going to wait for it. But let me know what you're going to do in the comments. Are you going to pick up Dragon Age the Veilguard? Are you bothered? How do you go about making a decision to buy a video game? Do you wait for a sale? Do you pick one up immediately? Do you pre-order video games? I don't pre-order video games anymore. I don't do it. Got a digital PlayStation. Also buy my digital games across PlayStation, Nintendo and Xbox just to stop fucking fanboy, abuse. Just had to get that in as well. Digital PS5 Pro coming. I could buy the disc and clip the disc on, but again, I wouldn't have any space for the fucking games. Do you know what I mean? So digital for me is a lot more convenient. But I do not pre-order video games anymore. It's something that I've never done for years. I think that's crazy to me that people even would pre-order something and pay full price for it when it's not even out yet, months away from it being released. Like I say, everyone's in a different financial situation, but let me know how you process going through picking up a video game, how you research a video game, what YouTubers you watch, what media outlets you trust. Anything like that in the comments would be really cool. If you get to the end of the video, let's have a word. Let's say cabbage. So we'll see you on the next video. If you want to leave a like, leave a like. If you want to leave a subscribe, leave a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you again on the next video, which will be the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 Pro launch. I've actually booked 2 days off work. Should be coming on Wednesday. I know the PlayStation 5 Pros are out in the wild now. I'm very excited. I cannot wait for this 2TB hard drive. I am so excited for this 2TB hard drive. I'm just going to load everything on it and everything's going to be there. Can't fucking wait. The old PlayStation's going downstairs. That's going to be used as a skybox. I cannot wait. I'm so fucking excited to get my hands on it and really have a good play with it. So thank you for watching. I will see you again on the next video, whenever that may be. Thanks for the support. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. So take care of yourselves. All the best.